What is going on, guys? Your boy Joe Shake 72 coming to you guys with a live stream. It is nice to live stream. It's good to be back. I was supposed to do a live stream tomorrow, but I will be hosting. I didn't want to stream 2 days in a row, so Saturday when we do the Philly Shakedown podcast of Philly 500, it's going to be on this channel. So I didn't want to be streaming Friday and Saturday at the 2 days straight. So if once I start doing these things on Saturday, Thursday we'll get some stuff going, which is pretty cool. So appreciate everybody being here today. I know the draft just passed. I want to appreciate everybody that came by the draft on Philly 500's channel. We had a lot of fun. Obviously, some ups and downs, and we were kind of not knowing what was going on, but do appreciate everybody being there for that. So much appreciate everybody that showed up for all of that. So do appreciate all that from you guys, obviously, and really did enjoy it. That draft was great. Post-draft, there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, like the more you look at this draft, the more you kind of look at it and say, you know what, it's really not that bad. I think Devontae Smith, just in general with that pick, I think it made me more comfortable about that draft, and obviously it probably already makes it a better draft by you drafting Devontae Smith, so it's been pretty cool. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate everybody being here, guys. Dave McKnight, what's going on, man? Let me make this bigger. I don't know why hold on. There we go. That's better. I don't know why I had it small in the first place. Dave McKnight, what's going on, man? What's up, Shake Squad, Fly Goes Fly? Appreciate it, bro. We got Love Brody, what's going on, man? Brian Thomas, Angelo Costanzo, what's going on, bro? Wheezy the Dreaded Eagle, what's going on? Matt Weeks, what's going on, bro? Love Brody, love the videos, appreciate it. Lindy Endzone, what's going on, man? Another content creator you guys got to check out, so please sub him up if you guys haven't had a chance. Carapool, what's going on? Amber Bryce, what's going on? Andrew, Drew Salties. I think we had the fifth best draft. You know what? I think the NFC East did pretty good. I mean, other than the Giants picking Kadarius Toney, that seemed like pretty much of a reach. I thought everyone had a pretty good draft. I thought everyone did have a good draft. My green screen behind me might fall. I don't know. I'm trying to set up my green screen a lot better because I bought a big green screen. I haven't really set it up crazy for live streams, so if this falls, don't mind me. It's probably going to happen, so just letting you guys know. Loyalty Houston, what's going on, man? Houston Texans fan, he is another content creator. Please subscribe to him. Amber Brace, do you think what do you think are best for receivers right now? I think we're good right now on receiver, plus you got Trevon Grimes. You got some really good guys now. Devontae Smith add to that group with Greg Warden, Quez Watkins, John Hightower. I mean, Jalen Reagor to come back and have a good year. So there's a lot of good things to really take out of it, guys. It really is. Scholar MV, the draft coverage was enjoyable. Appreciate it. Scholar MV was actually the winner of the competition for the Philly Shakedown podcast, Abe. So congratulations for being the winner for that. Nick, what's going on? Ryan Rowe, what's going on, man? Jock, what's going on, man? How you doing? Andre Moses, check Eagles depth charts. We got Lord Dagger. What's going on? What's good, my boys? Kendrick Lewis, great videos you put up. Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated, everybody. Jaden Buckley, what's going on, bud? Eagles have landed. What's up, Shakes? This time last week, I was hyped as we drafted Devontae Smith. A week later, I'm still hyped about it. I still am dreaming about that pick as of right now, really. I mean, I didn't think it was going to happen. Like, after Surtain went to Denver at 9, I kind of was like, well, this was a great run, guys. And I thought that draft board went downhill. As soon as Kyle Pitts went to, Atlanta, I thought it went down, like, very downhill. The Nest Out West with Philly Foothills says, hey, Joey, our running back competition is going to be crazy, but wide receiver will be even crazier. And I think so, and especially with Kenneth Gainwell, 5th-round pick out of Memphis coming in there, which I think is a total steal. I think he's a late second to an early 3rd-round pick. I think he was a total steal in this draft. You can get rid of Howard next year. You can get rid of, you can get rid of a couple guys in the running backs next year. I don't know if they want to keep a bruiser back at Jordan Howard, but I think obviously letting a couple guys go, Gainwell will be that nice 1-2 punch with Miles Sanders, so that could happen. So you got to look out for that. Another Philadelphia Eagle content creator, if you guys haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe to his channel as well, the Nest Out West of Philly Foothills. Please check him out. What's going on, Matt? Let's see here. We're going down the list here. Mike Sally says, who do you think makes the final cut wide receiver this year? To be honest with you, Mike, I think they're going to at least have if I could guess how many receivers they're going to keep, it's maybe 5. But with these 2 receivers coming on the undrafted free agent list, I forgot Jamon Osborne is another guy from Texas A&M. It's going to be tough. John Hightower, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and Greg Ward have to watch out for their jobs. I think those 3 players have to watch out for their jobs. So I really don't know at this point. I'd have to, I can't wait for camp to happen, see what happens there. Philly 50, don't have Grimes yet or any undrafted free agent have to be officially signed first. Yeah, right. Yeah, I know it's not official yet, but they'll sign their deals. It'll happen. It'll definitely happen. Big Disky Joey, what's good? What's going on, man? Got AJ Styles, what's going on? Rich MOC, what's going on, bro? Reef Taco says, say 6 Wiley touchdowns make a team. Who's in? I got Rager, Fulgham, Ward, Watkins, Hightower, and Devontae. And like I said, I think Hightower's going to have to watch out for his job. I think Watkins is going to be in just because I think he's going to show us a lot more. Obviously, he was injured in the beginning and then, kind of, obviously didn't play for a while until Jalen Hurts became quarterback. Obviously, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is gone, so that's a really good thing as well. ZYTX is there any way you can see the full schedule this early, or do you not know? Well, no, early, no. Well, I think leaks are going to come out, so that week when the schedule does come out on the 13th, whatever the date was this month, I think leaks are going to come out slowly because that's what usually happens before the full schedule does come out, so we'll find out a lot sooner. We got a super chat from Spunky1991. Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated. One of my good friends on here, another Eagles content creator. If you guys haven't checked him out, please check him out, and he does really good videos. Known him for a long time, guys. Please check him out if you guys have not. Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Let's see. Let's keep going down. Jeff Murphy says the Giant fans and content provider told meltdowns over stealing Smith was priceless. I know. You know what? To be honest with you guys, obviously they're going to deny that they were going after Devontae Smith, but I'm telling you, once we totally drafted Devontae Smith, they moved back to 20. Obviously, the Chicago Bears moved up. So JJ said Devontae Smith is going to be headache for defense, definitely. And I think it's only going to make our secondary better too. With some of these guys around, I think it's only going to make our secondary a lot better. So it should be good. I got the hiccups now, which. Amber, what's going on? Says, what's the best linebacker and cornerback as of right now? Cornerback-wise, I really don't know. Zach McPherson is a guy I'm looking for that's going to really pull himself together as a cornerback. I think he's solid all the way around. I think he's very, very solid. Darius Slay needs help. Obviously, can't do it by himself. Avonte Maddox, I really don't know what's going to happen with him. Is he going to get a chance on the outside, which I'm not really a big fan, or, is he going to play on the inside? They might, Craven LeBlanc's still a free agent as well, and he's had his good times here, but it depends if they want to bring him in. Jack Talk says Kenny Gainwell may be our number 1 after this year. Yeah, definitely. I think he'll be our number 2 at the end of the day. I think he'll actually be that 1-2 punch with Miles Sanders. Gainwell is a dual threat back. I mean, he's fantastic. I love Gainwell. Love his running style. He's an all-purpose yard dual threat running back. And this was a steal of the draft. Other than the Devontae Smith pick, this was probably my favorite pick in the draft. And obviously, it's a running back. You let Boston Scott walk. If they want to keep Jordan Howard as a bruiser back, they could do that as well. Or they can get rid of him, whatever they want to do. And then you don't have to spend any money. You got a good running back in Kenneth Gainwell that could do almost anything on the field. You can line him up as a receiver. You can put him up for screen passes. You can do anything you want with him. That's why I think you get a lot of value out of the Kenneth Gainwell pick, a lot of value. So it's been pretty cool. Titan Kid says, I don't remember what you graded our draft. I say A-, B+. I know you probably get asked a lot, but what would you grade our draft? Actually, I haven't been asked too much. I haven't done a stream since then, so I had it at a B-. Okay, I think the center pick with the second pick, I think the Dickerson pick was. I think we could have drafted him a little bit later. I wanted a starting cornerback. If we weren't even going after JOK from Notre Dame, I figured maybe we'd go after a starting cornerback the first day. That's probably where I was going with it. So I'm hoping that something would have happened, but it didn't. But obviously, I think it's a B- just because of that. Obviously, I don't like the defensive tackle from USC. I think he's very undersized. I had him as a D, which wasn't good at all. Obviously the other picks I think were pretty solid. Teron Jackson I think were solid. Obviously with the the small arms, whatever. Or I know that was Milton Williams with the third pick, which I actually like that pick a lot. I just think we could have drafted Dickerson a little bit later down the line, just a little bit, and kind of got to get another starter in here. You want your two picks, your first two picks, and the first and second to be starters and get them on the field. I think that's where kind of it went down. But obviously, it could turn into an A+ with that second pick with Dickerson. He's got a lot of ceiling, but obviously, those 2 knee injuries, 2 ankle injuries. It's very concerning at this point. So that's where it gets kind of crazy. The Nest Out West of Hill says, could Newman overtake Flacco at camp? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I know nothing about that undrafted, that quarterback. Was he from Wake Forest? I forgot where he came from. But Newman is just I don't know if he's going to take over Flacco. I think Flacco will be our backup quarterback. I think that's what's going to happen. Obviously, Newman, you got to have at least 3-4 quarterbacks when you go into, you got to have 3 or 4 quarterbacks when you go into camp, for preseason. You got to have at least, they'll probably sign another one. We have 3 quarterbacks now, probably sign another guy, so you never know at this point, or we already have 4. I forgot of Loletta, whatever his name is that we had on the roster, so we just need to see what happens. What's up, bro? Thoughts? Jersey Boy said, what's up, bro? Thoughts on cornerback options? Dude, you know what? I think Steven Nelson would be that perfect pick for the Philadelphia Eagles in free agency. Steven Nelson is 28. He's a solid cornerback. It all kind of started when the Steelers, let him, kind of seek a trade. It didn't happen. He couldn't find a partner. So obviously he's still waiting. Obviously the draft is over. So he wants to go and start somewhere. Steven Nelson, you got Richard Sherman out there. You got Garyon Conley, which I don't know if he's going to be good. I don't. He's a first round pick that didn't play up to his to what he's supposed to be. So there's a lot of different things to go into that with Garyon Conley, which obviously Jonathan Gannon can develop cornerbacks very well. So that's a really good thing. But how there's only so much that he could develop. So obviously Steven Nelson would be a great signing right now, and give him that 1-year deal, pay him a few $1 million, and just get it over with. This way you have 2 stable corners on each side between Darius Slay, and then you get Steven Nelson. Because honestly, right now, Zach McPherson should get his chance. I don't know. I want to see more of him at camp, but a solid corner that could play play press coverage and could do both in zone. So he could do a lot, guys. Like, I wouldn't take your eyes off of Zach McPherson from Texas Tech at all whatsoever. Latif Khalik, what's going on, man? Hope you're doing well, dude. The Sports Talk podcast, Jalen Hurts can make the playoffs. Well, I'm hoping he does, man. It'd be nice. But I'm just looking for, in 2021, I'm just looking for this Eagles team to go in the right direction. Find your building blocks for this roster and kind of go forward with that. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the playoffs this year. If they do it, then hey, I think this team is very underrated because I think you're going to have a coach that's going to exploit the strengths of all these players. It was just amazing what Nick Sirianni could do. But obviously, we have to give him a chance and see what happens. So appreciate that. We have 120 people in the chat, guys. Appreciate you guys coming here. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't liked this stream, please like it up. Do appreciate it. It really does help in the long run. Obviously, Saturday, I'll be hosting the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500. So if you guys want to watch that, subscribe to the channel and follow this channel because we're going to be doing it every other week. Well, every week we're going to be doing a podcast. So if you guys are interested in that, this is where you'll find it. AJ Styles says Trevon Grimes, Philadelphia Eagles. Exactly, man. Trevon Grimes, just a big receiver, got big, long arms. Is a throw-it-up type receiver. You can give it to him. And in open space, seems like he's pretty elusive. And then when he runs into guys, he could drag him for another 5 to 7 yards. He's got I mean, I made the video about him and it blew up because I know that people are talking about him. He's the talk of that undrafted free agent class at receiver. We shouldn't be drafting a receiver for the next 10 years with this group that we have right now. So there's a lot going for it right now. JJ, what's going on? He said, I'm predicting 9-8 with our easy schedule. Well, I got to see the schedule first. I got to see what we're playing. You know, I know who we're playing, obviously, but we need to see, like, if it's, I think it's balanced out nice when they gave us the opponents, but obviously you still have KC, you have Tampa Bay. I want to fight those hard teams. I want to go against those hard teams at home. I definitely want to do that, guys, because you know what? I want to see what this team is made up of. I want to see what this team is all about. When it's time to strap on the chin strap and go out there. So, Benny Boom 68, what's going on? My man Joey Shakes, what's going on, man? I'm trying not to lose anything here because StreamYard is just annoying as hell. It really is. It's annoying. We got Nick. I could see Nick Spaghetti using Gainwell like Hines with the Colts offense. I could see that too. I could really see that. They can line him anywhere. They can line him anywhere at this point. We're going to see what happens with Gainwell, but I got a feeling he's going to work out really well. I want to see him in preseason. He's elusive to the point where after the catch, if you get him in open space, he's fantastic. I would definitely put Kenneth Gainwell in the passing game. That's definite. So I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that. Jeff Burger says Grimes will make this team. I hope he does. I hope he puts pressure on these other receivers. We need to see the best of the best. Okay, no one's given this job. This job is very important. This wide receiver position is so important this year. We drafted a number one. We have Jalen Reagor that's ready to get used the right way, which I'm not giving up on Reagor yet. That's by a long shot, but there's some good things to take out of it. I didn't see this. I think a super sticker, the Nest Out West with Philly Foothills. Appreciate the support, man. If you guys haven't went out and support this guy, he's been putting out a lot of videos, a lot of live streams. Check out his channel if you guys have not. Appreciate the super chat, man. This didn't even come up on StreamYard. I literally just went down and seen it, so I do appreciate it. Sorry for being late with that. Mikey sadly says, what about your thoughts on signing veteran free agent quarterback? Like I said before, Steven Nelson would be perfect here. And if not, give Zach McPherson a chance and see what he could do on the field at the end of the day. So really, I'm not into getting an aged corner like Richard Sherman. There's already been talks about him going back to the 49ers. He's not what he used to be anymore, obviously. He's older now. Get a guy that's in his prime like Steven Nelson to the Philadelphia Eagles and just see what happens at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Big Disky says, did you want Parsons? I did. Yeah, I mean, he was one of my targets. He was like in my top 10 that I wanted on this team. But I am not complaining about this pick. I mean, we were literally that board went down so bad. I mean, that's why when you look at all of these mock drafts, it's just such a joke. And we had to move up with a rival. We had to trade with the Cowboys. We gave them our 84th pick, which is our third pick, our furthest third pick. We had two of them, and we made it happen. They wanted Parsons. We helped them out, and obviously they helped us out to get Devontae Smith, which is kind of crazy. So Parsons is a good player. His coverage skills, I've seen him get beat a lot on coverage skills, and you saw Kenneth Gainwell, the way he hit Parsons on that play when he was blitzing, knocked him right, pancaked him on the ground, which was fantastic. Love Bro says, what do you think our record will be? Honestly, Love, I don't even know. At this point, I really don't. Like, if we win at least 7 to 8 games this year, I'll feel good going in the direction we're going in right now. Obviously, we have to watch the coaching, how they're developing these players throughout the weeks. We just got to see everything, the defense, Jonathan Gannon. We just got to see how, especially our draft picks and how everything's shaping up. But 7, 8 games, I think, is good for me as of right now. I think that'd be a really good. I think that'd be a really good spot. So. We got Jay Koch. What's going on, man? Tara Thomas says, hey, Joey, some talented wide receiver right now. Some jobs going to be lost. That's definite. I'm saying J.J. Ortega-Whiteside could lose his job. And, well, he should be. The umbrella man's got to go. He's got to go. John Hightower, his job. You can go to Greg Ward, his job too. Guys, there's 2 receivers undrafted and undrafted free agent between Jamon Osborne, Trevon Grimes are going to be added to this pot, and we're going to stir it up and see what happens by the end of camp. So it should be really exciting. I'm actually excited for camp this year. I'm actually excited because we just didn't have it last year. I think it made me miss it a lot more at the end of the day. But Harif Taco said, can J-Jaw fall down a hole? Well, he's going to fall down a hole after training camp, so look forward to it. ZYTX says, Grimes wants to be the next Mike Evans. I did see that, and I hope he becomes that. He's a great possessor receiver, guys. I mean, you could throw it to him in space. You could throw it up to him. He catches almost anything. I think he really knows how to use his upper body. He knows how to use that frame that he has, and I think that really comes into where, he uses it to his advantage, and he's been very successful with that. I mean, Patrick Surtain, he burned him the whole game. A top 10 corner in this draft. He burned. So, honestly, him coming into camp, Trevon Grimes coming into camp, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, guys. He's going to have a huge chip on his shoulder. It's going to be crazy, guys. It's going to be nuts. Benny Boom 68 says, I'm glad there's going to be some good competition at the wide receiver spot. Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be dogs fighting in camp all year, all camp. It's going to be fantastic. Angelo Costanzo says, do you think Jalen Hurts is underrated going into this year? I think when you look at Jalen Hurts, that's the most important position right now that we have to focus on, and I really don't want to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback next year. He has been working out. These workouts, he worked out with Quez Watkins, Greg Ward, and Jalen Reagor. Then the day before that, he worked out with Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, and John Hightower. So I've never seen a quarterback on social media so much, like Eagles quarterback-wise. And, even with Carson Wentz, I only saw him like that one offseason, that Super Bowl year when he brought all the receivers to North Dakota. And other than that, I really didn't see much. This offseason, Jalen Hurts has been going to, Quincy Avery, the quarterback guru coach. He's been doing so much, and look, guys, either he's going to work out or he's going to be a failure, and that's really where it comes. Like me, I think he's going to thrive in this offense. I think Nick Sirianni is going to take advantage of what he has, okay? He actually has a mobile quarterback now that could do so much. Okay, I understand. I think obviously Jalen Hurts has the arm, but obviously when it comes to the accuracy, and his decision making when staying in the pocket and obviously running too early in games, that's where it kind of goes down. You know what I mean? So obviously last year when he was going through 4 games, he didn't really get better, guys. I thought, obviously the first game against the Saints, he ran the ball mostly, then threw it. The second game, I think, against Cardinals, I think that's where he really showed that he could sit in the pocket and then run when he needed to scramble, and do all that. I thought that game was great. And then in the last 2 games, didn't really turn up too well. So it didn't really go too well. Weezy the Dread Eagle said, it's Hurts season. It definitely is, bro. It definitely is. Eagle Slayer says, I really want the Giants week 1. I hope we get them week 1. I hope it's not Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, Washington football team, the team that has no name right now. I hope that we actually have, I really hope that we actually have something here. I really do. I hope we actually have a different, the same NFC East teams that are facing every single year, first game, which I really hope not. I'm going to be, and if it's an opener, I'm going to be at it. So I can't wait. Rich MC says, with only 3 preseason games, which wide receivers on the bubble will that hurt the most? Obviously, it's J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Could be John Hightower and could be Greg Ward with these 2 other receivers and Jamon Osborne and obviously Trevon Grimes coming to the mix. Devontae Smith coming to the mix now. It's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of guys. Big D says, McPherson is the guy we know the least about, but he has the enthusiasm, which is all we can ask for. Yeah, I think this is just a wait-and-see approach type of thing with Zach McPherson. Guys, you never know what you get in this draft. And Zach McPherson is not a bad corner. I think he's a very balanced corner, play man, press coverage, play zone. Good tackling. He's very aggressive on tackles. He takes good angles when he tackles and tackles the right way. Tackles very low to the legs. He reminds me of Malcolm Jenkins on his tackling. So really, Zach McPherson is going to take advantage of this situation because the Eagles are very low on corners right now. I'm waiting for some more undrafted corners to come to the Philadelphia Eagles as of right now. So kind of waiting for that as we're going through this. Retail, so the Giants had a great draft. I love Tony and Ujulari. I can never say his name. Their drafts was only outmatched by Cleveland. I don't want to say it. Well, no, I think they had a really good draft. The Tony pick was kind of a reach. when they drafted Kadarius Toney, even on the reaction, I was like, Kadarius Toney, what? He's a second-round receiver. He's not a first-round receiver, and he's not even going to play. So it's like the Giants just drafted somebody that's not even going to play. Were they going to use him for third downs? I mean, I don't know. They have a good receiver. Toney's a good guy. I think Toney's just all speed. Really, other than that, that's really it at the end of the day. I think he's just all speed. Carlo Du says Joey C. McShay's has us picking Sam Howell at 7. I did not see that at all, which is weird. Let's see here. Sports Talk Podcast says I really want the Falcons week 1. It could happen. Could happen. Eagles 95 says Sanders and Gainwell are near the same player. I think that Sanders is a gadget player, but I mean I think he's a three down running back. And then there's times where I question it because he gets injured and things like that happen. He would have had 1,000 yards last year, guys. For a fact, he would have had 1,000 yards last year. I'm not even saying that. Like, we barely used him. There were some games we had a good running game in the first half, and Doug just couldn't run in the second half. There were other times where he didn't even touch the ball 5 times. You know what I mean? Gainwell is going to get in the passing game as well, and he's going to do as well. Get it? But he's going to get in the passing game as well. And you know what? It's only going to work out for the Philadelphia Eagles in this running back core. Like, because honestly, guys, like, Gainwell could be the future 1-2 punch. Or, if Miles Sanders keeps getting injured like this, you never know what could happen. Gainwell has a lot of stride as a running back. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that it works out. But Gainwell is looking really good right now. He really is. ZYTX says, how do you feel about the undrafted free agents? I think it's great. Jamon Osborne, obviously. Trevon Grimes. The tight end. I forgot the tight end's name. I did write it down. I have to go over. I've watched some stuff on him. The tight end that we did get has got very reliable hands. He's not a starting tight end in the NFL, but he produces a lot of yards. He does. Like, if you catch him in open space, he has some trickery to him with his feet. So that's another guy that could go behind Dallas Goedert as well. But obviously the Zach Ertz stuff is still around. I don't know what's going on with the Zach Ertz stuff. Don't know what's going on. So we're just got to figure that out when the time does come. Big D said, imagine if we got the Chiefs and Buccaneers week 1. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough opener for that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a tough opener for that. LeBron said, if you search up Darius Slay's dad, it comes up as DK Metcalf. That's funny. Philly 52. If Kenneth Gainwell could play outside cornerback, I'd love him even more. Definitely. Look, if he could play outside cornerback, hey, let's do it. But he wouldn't last. I think he'd get burned every play. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Aaron Bray says, what do you think our record will be? I think 10-6. I don't know, guys. I think if we win more than 7 or 8 games, or we have 7 to 8 games, or at least more than that, I think we're going in the right direction. Because look, I'm not expecting a Super Bowl this year. I'm not expecting playoffs. Maybe a division win if we could pull it off. But really, other than that, guys, that's really all I can really say about it. Really, it's too early. But I need to see what the product looks like on the field. Mike Sadley says, I feel like we trade Ertz for a veteran cornerback after hearing Howie talk about the fact that there still is time. And I think there is time. I thought Zach Ertz would have at least got traded during this draft, at least. But then another side of me says, you know what, maybe they'll release him. We'll save a little bit over $4 million. We'll just see what happens. Okay, so it gets kind of crazy. I might have missed some things. The StreamYard is not doing well today. What is going on with StreamYard today? It's not. Sorry, I'm missing super chats because StreamYard it's not showing up on StreamYards at all. We got Philly Fresh. Yo, that. He says, my guy, make sure y'all hit that like. Appreciate it, bro. If you guys haven't subscribed to Philly Fresh, if you want a guy that's just going to tell you straight up what's going on with the Eagles, Philly Fresh is the guy, man. Really is. He's done fantastic with his channel. Please subscribe to his channel if you guys have not. Much appreciated, Philly Fresh. Always a big supporter of this channel. We gotta do a live stream soon. We keep talking about it. I know I'm gonna get yelled at, but it is what it is. We got Dennis Watson with the super chat. He says, as of now, how would you set the offense? Oh, all right. As of right now, I think I would have, obviously, you're going to have your offensive line. You're going to have, obviously, Jordan Mailata, Isaac Samalo, Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson. You know, you have the depth behind that, Miles Sanders, Gainwell, Boston Scott, Jordan Howard. I really hope they keep 4 running backs. Probably not going to happen. And then the receivers, I'd put Rager in the slot. You have Devontae Smith on the outside as the X, and then obviously on the other side, I think as of right now, you should put Travis Fulgham in. And this is before we find out what Trevon Grimes and Jamon Osborne bring to the table in this wide receiver group, but I like putting Rager in the slot as of right now. I think you've seen some good things with him in open space last year. This whole offense was a mess, okay? Everyone could say that he stinks, and I understand that, but, I mean, that would be my starting offense as of right now. I do like it like that. Or you could make some switches, some changes on depending on matchups during the week as well. So you never know at that point. So appreciate it, Watson, Dennis Watson with the super chat. Much appreciated, bro. I got to go up. Let me go up. I'm going to be missing some. When I go down too far, I miss a big chunk of chat. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Let's see here. Brokey says, I still wonder to this day how we got Devontae Smith. I'm telling you. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Jersey Boy says, do you think our offense could be better than 2010? Vic, Shady, Macklin, and Djax? Where must see TV? You know what's crazy about that? Because with that team, we made it to the playoffs numerous years. Unfortunately, we just couldn't hit that Super Bowl. Like, we couldn't get to that point. And what really makes me angry is, you know why? I'm not calling LaShawn McCoy selfish. We had some very selfish players. Unfortunately, we can only get so far with players like that because our 2017 Super Bowl was based off of coming together as a group and just whether you're first, second, third, or fourth string, just coming together and winning this together. That 2017 Super Bowl was not based off of 1 or 2 guys. That Super Bowl was based off of a whole team. Okay? Together you can make a miracle, which Doug said, together you can make a miracle. And the Eagles made a miracle that year. You lost your quarterback. You lost Darren Sproles. Okay, you lost Jason Peters. You know what I mean? You lost Jordan Hicks. You lost some very talented players, and the Eagles still got it done with a backup quarterback that got hot at the right moment. Okay, like I'm going to say this for the end of it too. Without Carson Wentz, there's no Super Bowl. Without Nick Foles, there's no Super Bowl. Without Frank Reich, there's no Super Bowl. Without every player putting in what they're supposed to put in for that Super Bowl, it wouldn't have been a success, guys. It would have not been a success whatsoever. Simon Messier says, as long as we can draft Derek Sting and Jr. next year and another top corner and linebacker next year for our defense, we should be okay. And look, guys, I think next year, potentially 3. You're going to have 10 picks in this draft next year, guys. 10 picks. We obviously traded the 6th and the 7th to Washington. They gave us their 5th for 22. So now you got 10 picks. Obviously, Carson Wentz has to play 75% of the snaps. And obviously, the Colts needed either that or the Colts need to be in the playoffs for that to happen. Okay? So really, you got some really good draft compensation. The one thing I really don't want to waste it on is a quarterback. I want to be good with Jalen Hurts. I want to feel good about Jalen Hurts coming into 2021. That's how I want to feel this year. And if I feel that there's a success with Jalen Hurts this year and he's just unstoppable, I'm excited. That means that we don't have to draft a QB. Not saying that he's the guy yet, but depending on the season that he has, it's going to show that you're going to draft some good talent. Obviously, I still want Howie Roseman fired because I just want him fired. But at the same time, another GM is going to come to this team and really be excited. Is going to be really excited to come here. And someone's going to take this job, especially if Howie gets fired and just say he does. A GM is going to say, wow, this team has 3 first-round picks next year. Oh, yeah, I'm taking that job. I want to turn this team around. It's only going to give a GM that's looking for a job more motivation to take over this team and do some good things like that. I believe Green 20 says you're going to get a Smith jersey. You know what? I actually might. And I'll be really happy about it. You're better off getting your own jersey right now with your last name on it. I think it's for the better. But I would definitely get one. Robin Shepard said, if they keep Fletcher Cox, will they be good? Look, they're going to keep him this year. He's a $23 million cap hit. If you trade him next year, he's $12 million. It was 6 games, guys. Fletcher Cox is not really good with me. Okay, it was 6 games in 2020, and he didn't do much, but he had 6.5 sacks, but really the first 6 games he had a sack and a half. That was it. Javon Hargrave was injured. He switched schemes. He was a nose tackle turned to obviously a 3 technique. So obviously there was a lot of different changes made to, more money's been piled up in that defensive line. Like either Fletcher Cox takes a pay cut next year or we gotta make some moves, guys. Like I'm hoping that the guy we drafted in the third round, I hope that he works out. I hope this defensive line, there's gonna be some guys walking next year. Don't be surprised, guys. Don't be surprised. We have 225 people in the chat, guys. Much appreciated. I cover the Eagles all year round, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You're not gonna regret it. I cover everything. Obviously, you have the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500 on Saturdays. Every Saturday, we alternate channels. Guys haven't hit the like button on this stream. Please hit the like button. It goes a long way. The support has been unreal, guys. You guys have been very supportive, really have. So I'm very, very happy for everybody. Titan Kid says, I'm kind of hyped for the season. Can't wait to see what this team is about. We need to find our identity. And when I see Gainwell lay out Parsons, I was dead. That video, you gotta watch that video. Just go on Twitter, go on the internet, and just type in Gainwell knocks out Parsons. It was fantastic. I mean, Gainwell was just sitting there, just looking for any blitzers, and he just shouldered Parsons and pancaked him. It was the best feeling in the world. You can't even complain about it. Rich MC says he also faked Parsons out of his shoes. Prime time. Stephen Joyce said, "What's up for Minnesota?" What's up, Stephen Joyce? How you doing, man? Big D says J-Jaw is gone. I really hope so. Eagle Slayer 95 says Hightower could be a goner. I think he could too. I think he could too. Big D says Grimes reminds me of Steve Smith Sr. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that that's what it reminds him of. I don't know why. I mean, I think I think Steve Smith was a lot faster, but I understand his attitude. I think more of his attitude goes towards what Steve Smith was all about, and proving people wrong was what Steve Smith was all about. So really, it does come all into account. Jackson, he says Khalil Tate for wide receiver 3. I don't know where Khalil Tate's going to end up. Probably just practice squad, or he might turn into a quarterback on this team. Maybe he'll be another backup. I don't know, but he's definitely going to take snaps at quarterback. So you never know at this point. Carlton Roberts says, "What's good, bro? How you doing, man?" Joshua Mason says, "I love that we are slept on our picks. We're very dangerous with Rager, Smith, and Grimes. Jalen Hurts will be good. Look at Kyle Murray and Baker Mayfield." And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you can't, you got to give these picks a chance. You got to give these receivers enough time to develop. And I think the good thing about this receiver core is that a lot of them have had starting positions. A lot of them have played NFL snaps. But unfortunately, with the veteran favoritism of this team, that really just ticks me off every time I talk about it, because Jordan Mailata was playing well. They benched him when Jason Peters came back from injury. Travis Fulgham, we came back late against the 49ers. He was playing well. He was on pace for almost 1,000 yards until Deshaun Jackson, okay? And Alshon Jeffrey came back. It was horrible, guys. Like, I was so upset over that. Chris State says, "I'm so hyped to have Devontae, dude. I haven't been this hype about a guy we drafted maybe ever. It's been a long time since we've been having to be promised a number one wide receiver. Okay, I don't care about his weight. I don't care about his size. None of that. He's got the heart. He's got the passion. He plays angry. He's just such a good. He's a good person when he's off the field, but on the field." The technical route running is where I'm so impressed. I mean, I think the best route runner of this draft. Okay, like, he's a technical guy. Like, he knows his route tree. They asked him what's his favorite route. He said any. He didn't even say, "Oh, I like doing it. I'm used for this." He said, "What?" I mean, oh, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. I mean, how can you not love that? You know what I mean? Big D says, "Hurts, I can see having the McNabb mindset where he tries to break away from the running QB archetype." Yeah, you know what? And I really hope he does. Like, I just want him to be more patient in the pocket this year. I think that Cowboys game kind of showed there was a lot of guys open in that game. He missed a lot of targets because his indecisive, decisions on running first, which he did. He didn't give enough time in the pocket. I think, this offseason is definitely going to help. He's going to be ready to come in, and then obviously we're going to see what he does. So it should be awesome. Philly 52 said, "I bought a number 2 Hurts jersey today for $50. Did you know that if a player changes his number, he has to buy the remaining unsold jerseys with his old number?" I guess that's a rule, bro. I guess that's a rule. Chris Nay says, "Let's say Jalen Hurts works out this year. Do we use all 3 first-round picks next year or trade them around?" Look, I don't think we're going to have 3 first-round picks in this draft to trade to use in this draft in 22. I think one of those picks is we're either going to trade that for a very good player, you know what I mean, that we can afford. Obviously, I think you trade one of those first-round picks for a very good player. Which first-round pick, I don't know. I'm hoping Miami is bad. I'm hoping the Colts are bad. I'm just hoping some guys are bad. Some teams are bad, but you never, we don't know. We don't know. So we'll see what happens. Nikki Emma says, is the biggest rival now the Giants and Eagles? To me, like the Giants, I'm from New York. I've lived in New York all my life as an Eagles fan, so it doesn't piss me off as much because I'm always around Giant fans all the time. But the Cowboys are the team. We hate the Cowboys. We want to beat the Cowboys. We want to get rid of the Cowboys. We want to beat them twice this year. I think the Cowboys are the most hated team in my opinion. That's just me. When it comes to the point of view of a Philadelphia Eagle fan, that's just me though. I live in New York, so I deal with Giants fans all the time, and it's just like, I don't, the Giants are nothing. They're absolutely nothing. So sort of say. Okay, let's go. Eagles Slayer said, I'm going to the Raider game. I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to go to a game either, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dominic Purdy says, we're going to regret giving up Carson Wentz. I don't think so. Weak-minded. I don't think so. Whatsoever. Carlos Deuce says, those last 2 games were Doug's same as the rest of that season. Yeah, I mean, the whole offense was a mess, guys. Like this team, I guess Jalen Hurts gave a spark to this team. That's definite, but it didn't fix anything. Doug just ran his offense every week. That's pretty much what happened, unfortunately. So I'll hold up here. We got Daniel Hilt with the super chat. Appreciate it, man. He says, do you think we would trade one of the first for a big game playmaker on defense? I also think Grimes is going to be a beast for us this year. For one of the first for a playmaker on defense this year, or are you talking about next year? If that's the case, then I really don't know. I don't care if they traded a first-round pick for someone on the defense you could build around, if it's someone pretty young. Obviously, I'd rather draft a guy like that. This way he's ours from the taking, you know what I mean? And we get someone that's straight from out of the draft. That's why you have to build from the draft, guys. You can't just give a bunch of players one-year deals. You can't keep restructuring every single year. Your draft picks aren't working out. You're restructuring all your veterans because you can't afford to get any other players, and then you have to clear out cap space. Just when free agency came, we had $3 million in cap space. That's how pathetic it was. It was actually that pathetic, unfortunately. So that's just the name of the game, guys. Hold on, let's keep. Ginger Boy says, don't think what to expect from the team this year, but 6 to 8 wins is reasonable. We're young and hungry. Can't wait. Yeah, look, 7. I say 7 or 8 games, and I feel comfortable for next year. I think we get over that hump a little bit, and then obviously you got a lot of draft picks. I just don't want Howie Roseman to pick these guys next year. I'm not really a fan of that either. So, Mr. Underdog says, I think Gannon can get Conley on track. To become a good number 2 corner. And I hope so. That's what I'm hoping from Gannon, that he can. He was happy about that pick. Okay, he was happy about the Milton pick as well. But I think Gannon could really do a good job. Xavier Rhodes, he turned his career around. I understand. He turned his career around at 30 years old when he was with the Colts. He got that big contract from the Vikings. He played horrible the last 2 years. He went to the Colts on a 1-year deal and just exploded. Did a fantastic job. And this is what he does. He knows how to develop cornerbacks. He knows how to use cornerbacks. And I think development is there with Jonathan Gannon. That's what I'm telling you. Torville says, I think it'll be Fulgham and Smith on the outside, and Rager and Watkins will battle out in the slot. I think that's a good battle too. I think that's a battle. I think with Rager and Watkins, it's going to come to, obviously I need to see more than what I've been seeing. Last year was horrible. That's why I'm so mad, because last year was so bad in evaluating. We couldn't even get our quarterback to throw a pass last year. That's how bad it was. That's how it's a total mess. There's so many unknowns. That's why we have so many unknowns at linebacker. We have so many unknowns at receiver. We've seen some glimpses of good things from our receivers and linebackers, but obviously we haven't seen the full effect of what these guys could do. Nick Sirianni, it's your job to use these guys to their strengths, to do what you got to do. That's what you have to do there. Jeb Murphy, for all those wondering why the Cowboys traded with us, we can get Smith. Those rated X picks Howie has of Lurie were with Jerry. Oh my! I still think he has something against him. I really do. I think Howie has something against Jeffrey. I think he has some type of evidence. I think something's been going on. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't sound really good. James Gowling says Gilmore and Slay. A lot of people have been talking about a trade for Gilmore. You know, I want to draft a corner. Like, I want to have a corner here for a long time. Like, I don't want to do like I don't want to draft. I don't want to sign a guy that's going to cost a lot of money. Only going to have him for a couple years. You know what I mean? Darius Slay is getting older too. I know he could still play, but we have him for this season and next season, and that's it. You know what I mean? So the Eagles need to figure out this corner spot, which we've been trying to figure out for a while now. So that's definitely got to happen. Ryan Rose says Stephen Gilmore got to have a cheap contract for the Philadelphia Eagles to help out with Devontae Land Dickerson and Milt Williams. Well, I'm not worried about that. I mean, you know, obviously they're going to work it out. They're good with the numbers, so I'm not even going to see what happens with that. Reed223 says Smith fits perfectly. He's an underdog because of his size. The fan base knows all about being underdogs. There's going to be a lot of 6 jerseys in Philly. Book that. That was a perfect from Reed223. That was a perfect saying. Yeah, I think, you know, he's been dogged down on because of his size. He's going to show the NFL what he's all about. And you know what? He's going to lead. I mean, he's going to lead this team by example, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to make everybody better in this offense. It's going to make Dallas Goedert better, Jalen Reagor better. Any of these receivers, it's going to open up so much. Plus Miles Sanders in the backfield. Jalen Hurts, you know, extending plays if he has to. It's going to be pretty amazing, guys. I'm going to be very excited about it. ZYTX said, how do you feel about Derek Stingley Jr.? I like him. He is kind of like Asante Samuel Jr. Is Derek Stingley, is he on the practice squad, or is he one of the undrafted guys that we get? Is that who that is? Because I have no idea who that is, unless he's on our roster, and I have no idea about it. Let's see. Mr. Underdog says there should be no way Hurts doesn't play well this year with all the weapons he has now. And I think you're right, Mr. Underdog, because at the end of the day, I think the Eagles did a good job on getting the coaches that they needed. I think they have a lot of developmental. Nick Sirianni is no joke when it comes to, like, he wants things perfect, no less than perfect, okay? And if this happens, you know, if Jalen Hurts is going to, we're going to see what his arm is all about. We're going to see what he could do on the field. You know what I mean? We're going to see, like, how the chemistry is with Jalen Hurts and these receivers. We're going to find out what happens. But I think the Eagles I think they're obviously without injuries, because the injury bug is just killing us right now. I mean, 14 offensive line changes. You can't have that. I mean, you really just can't have that. It's kind of crazy, but Big D says, and we played down inferior teams under Reed as well. That is 100% true as well. What's going on, Philly Joel? What's going on, man? Dallas 500. Oh, my God, Dallas 500. Oh, that is scary. That is scary. The truth, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good night. Mike Sadley says, I wanted to keep Joe Douglas as our GM. Yeah, unfortunately, you know what? We're going to find out the truth about Howie Roseman, his contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. We're going to find out. We're going to find out real soon what's going on. We're going to find out. We got 6 Bob OMS says Howie special 2021 got us 3 picks, Smith and Hurts and Foles and Howard, et cetera, et cetera. Howie rocks. There's some people that are big Howie Roseman fans. I can't batter those people down, because if that's the case, then hey, I'm glad you're happy. That Devonta Smith trade up made it even better. That trade back made it better from 6 to 12. We got a free first-round pick, and you still got the receiver that Howie Roseman was going to get. Howie Roseman said that Devonta Smith was on the top of their draft board. This was their guy. This is who they were going to get. I was so excited to hear that. And because all the smoke screens were coming that we're going to get a quarterback, the smoke screens about moving up to get a cornerback, there were so many smoke screens. And Ian Rappaport actually said that the team that had the most smoke screens was the Philadelphia Eagles, because they want to keep everyone on their toes. They wanted to keep everybody in the draft room questioning what they were going to do. And they did it, and they got their guy. And I'm still got to pinch myself, because I don't still think that Devonta Smith is actually still on this roster, which is kind of crazy. But it's crazy, guys. It's kind of nuts. Alex Smith said they are stacked for next year's draft. Yes, they are. They are. Bergang just says Giants fans are still mad, and they are. Let's see here. Big D said, I think Hargrave will be short term than we think. I really don't know. I don't know if he's going to be short term. I have no idea if he's going to be short term. All I'm going to say is that Javon Hargrave needs to show what he got signed for, because honestly, guys, I see the talent with him. He had to switch schemes. He got injured. I understand that. But he showed up late in the season, like for a couple games. He got in the backfield, a couple sacks. I was like, oh, all right, Javon Hargrave is actually doing some good things. And then all of a sudden, he just disappeared again. I'm just like, what is he doing? Fletcher Cox gets hurt for a game. Jackson and Hargrave are starting, and they can't even get pressure. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's Hargrave. You never know what's going to happen with him either. So we'll see what happens. But Hargrave has promised us this year. They haven't seen what he really is. So I'm hoping we'll see what happens. We got BVC 215. Can we really trust Lurie to not hire another yes man? I don't think Nick Sirianni's our yes man. I really don't think so. Honestly, I think that. I think that, Nick was in the ear with Howie Roseman during this draft somewhat. Okay, obviously, when Howie is gone, I have a feeling that whoever comes here, and I hope Howie doesn't get extended. That's why I'm really hoping that does not happen. So we'll see what happens. I believe Green's 20 says, what was the prize for naming the podcast? It was a draft hat and I think a couple other things. I know we did something with I think a draft hat and a couple other things. But we're gonna have more contests out, so don't be worried. We're gonna have a lot more contests out. Torville says Giants fans should be more angry at Gettleman than the Eagles. He had to know the Eagles could trade up. He should have traded up. Probably, yeah. I mean, it made it obvious. I think it just made it obvious if that was the case. Maybe they couldn't find out in time. I don't know. But obviously, Dallas was going to get their guy. Obviously, the Giants were going after Parsons, so they were clear to draft him at 12. So we'll see what happens. But you know what? I was just as surprised as everybody else was. I didn't think. I thought we were going to draft. I thought we moved up to get a Kwity Paye. I was like, I swear to God, they draft Kwity Paye or an offensive lineman. I swear. Rashawn Slater, I thought was going to be the guy at that pick too, because you never really know. But we'll see what happens. Don Percy said, I bet any amount of money that Carson will have a better record than Jalen Hurts. You never know. Look, I wish him the best success that he has in his career until we face him next year, and that's it. You know what I mean? But you know what? At the end of the day, if it gives us a first-round pick, it is what it is. So, we have to hope that he plays somewhat good. I mean, they drafted a quarterback, so I'm surprised he's not crying under his bed right now, which I was surprised the Colts even drafted a quarterback. That was probably one of the things I was like, this is kind of crazy. Let's see. J3 Official Production says Fletch is the 30 years old. Defensive tackles normally last well in their 30s. He definitely needs to take a pay cut. I think he needs to take a pay cut, guys. Like, Fletcher Cox is not producing. Like, if you go 6 games into the year, don't tell me. Like, if it's 6 games into the year and he's got a sack and a half, that's not good, guys. That's a lot of missed. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm seeing Aaron Donald every week do great things. He doesn't even have to get sacks. Like, I see Aaron Donald taking 2 offensive linemen and then pushing them into each other. Like, that's what I'm seeing. With him, I'm not seeing much of anything. He gets double teamed, he's done. He can't get skinny. He can't get skinny through a double team. He can't do any of that. I don't know what he's doing, because he's $23 million against the cap this year. $12 million in a trade next year or a release. He should at least take a pay cut next year. If he gets like 6 sacks again this year, I don't even know. He's got to have more sacks than that. I got to see him do a lot more pressures. I got to see more pressures. It's not about the sacks, guys. I understand that, but he's got to do more. He didn't do much last year with 6.5 sacks, whatever it was. Okay, I didn't wasn't a big fan of it at all. Colton Roberts says, what road games are you going to this season? Well, I live about 35 minutes from MetLife, so if we're facing the Jets next year, so I'm probably going to go to MetLife to watch the Jets as well. So we'll see what happens. Dallas 500 says, Eagles fans need to be nervous of the Dallas Cowboys run attack. I saw Zeke working today. Cowboys ready. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I think Dallas is going to be a lot better this year. That's definite. I think their offense is just – I think they're going to have a good offense this year. Dak Prescott's got to show up, obviously. And, the offensive line, I think they're, obviously, I think the offensive line is great. They're one of the best receiving cores. I think the Eagles are going to be one of those best receiving cores too, okay? But obviously we need to wait and see what happens. Training is training, looking good is looking good, but this is why we have to see what they do on the field. Look, the whole NFC East, I think, the Redskins, the Washington football team is a quarterback away. The Giants are really just putting everything on Daniel Jones' shoulders, really, at the end of the day. I mean, they're loaded with weapons. I mean, if he can't do anything with that roster, I don't know what to tell you. And obviously the Cowboys with Dak Prescott coming back just made them 20 million times better. Zeke, obviously, Ezekiel Elliott's a great running back, one of the best running backs in the league, and could do a lot of good things. So, Eagle Slayer says we need to trade Fletch next year. We'll save around $12 million, I believe. Yes, $12 million is what is gonna be the deal. I want something to happen. I don't know what, but he's got to do something this year. Look. I don't care how much money he's making, but I need to see him pressures. I need to see him with these pressures. I need to see him do a lot more than what he's doing right now. I bleed green 20 says, I think we need to give everyone a clean slate going to this year. I agree. Obviously, there's expectation. Okay, I'm not going to ignore that some of these guys have expectation. They do. There's some guys that we're going to be getting rid of a lot more of this 2017 roster, after this year as well, guys. By 2022, I can't wait to see this offense. This offense is going to be so refreshing. Young receivers, young quarterback, young running backs. It's just such a man, it's so great. It's so great to, just go through this whole thing. And it was tough. If Doug was still here, I'd be worried. Before the draft, I'd be worried. Before the season starts, I'd be worried. But, I have a lot of faith in this coaching staff. I love this coaching staff, so it's been fantastic. Darius Hillamar asked for 4 catches. What's going on, man? He says, Shake's blowing up. Congrats. I remember when it was 20 viewers a while back when you would, record at 12 a.m. Appreciate it, man. The support's been unreal from everybody, so I do appreciate everybody that checks out at least a video. And if you like it, great. If you don't, then, hey, it is what it is. Everyone's got their own flavor of things when it comes to YouTube, so much appreciated from everybody. J3 says Grimes ain't no Steve Smith. Steve Smith is just a whole nother. It's just a whole nother aspect of just his speed. I think he's not fast like Steve Smith. Trevon Grimes ain't fast like Steve Smith. That's definite. That's definite. Let's see, Big D. Big D says Dallas will definitely be a favorite to win the East, but Philadelphia definitely makes a strong case. No, definitely. I think, everybody's looking at us right now is that we have nothing. We have nobody. We didn't dip in the free agency. I thought we drafted relatively well for most drafts. And this receiver core, whether it's Giant fans, Cowboy fans, Washington football team fans, nobody has seen what these receivers could do. These receivers have had good little things that happened last year. They've had these moments last year, but obviously with the veteran favoritism, it didn't help by actually benching them, putting them back on the bench. It didn't help at all. But it's been kind of crazy. It's been a crazy. Last year was a crazy year. So let everyone keep talking, and we're just going to do our thing, and that's it. Sean says Cowboys ready every year to go home in December, and that's another case too. Sobro says so Grimes and Smitty has the rookie mini camp on like a week, right? Yeah, it's going to be rookie mini camps in July. I forgot what date in July, but rookie mini camps in July. I'm hoping they're doing it. I don't know if they are doing it. I'm not sure if they're doing it, but we'll see what happens. Tev says Grimes a lot bigger than Ben Smith, though. That's definite. Dallas 500 says, I think the Eagles should sign Joshua Perkins. Joshua Perkins was fantastic for us at the end of 2019. The tight end, he took over at tight end and did fantastic. Still a free agent and a good player. I think he'd play very well behind Dallas Goedert, but we'll see what happens with that, though. We'll see what happens. You still got Jason Kroom, which I don't think he's going to do much of anything. Jason Kroom, Hakeem Butler, there's a few guys, obviously the new guy on the undrafted list as well. So, obviously I think they're going to go into camp, see what happens. They could bring Richard Rodgers back. You never know at this point, but that was a good one, Dallas 500. That was a good one. Joshua Perkins was a very good player for us when he got his chance. So that was a good one. I Bleed Green 20 says Kevin Joseph, his cheeks Smith had 144 yards, 2 touchdowns against Kentucky. I did see that game. I actually watched that game. He did shut him down. So it's been kind of crazy crazy, but 144 yards and 2 touchdowns isn't shutting anybody down. I mean, 144 yards is still 144 yards, okay? And even if Dallas has Kelvin Joseph, they need to worry about more than what they have, okay? Number one, I mean, they have to worry about more than what they have than just Devontae Smith, okay? It's going to be a lot more to worry about than Devontae Smith on the field. If that's what you're aiming for, there's a lot more to worry about than just him, okay? Anthony with Wigfall says, I think Ward and JJ gone. Man, I really hope not. But you never know what's going to happen. We got Daniel Hill with the super chat. Much appreciated, man. He says, people were saying Jalen doesn't go through reads, but he didn't have time to read the play because he had no time. Also, should we pursue Bobby McCain? I don't think we should pursue him. I'm not even a fan of doing that right now. I think we should see what we have first, see what happens. Obviously, it's just got to be a lot of looking at this roster, and evaluation is going to be important this year. I'm not looking towards Super Bowl playoff. I'm looking for evaluation, see how each of these players are doing week after week. Obviously we have preseason, so which is good, and then kind of just see what you have there. So, good question, but I think it's a wait and see approach with what we're doing right now. Just what we're doing right now. Appreciate everybody being patient. I got to go back up. I'm going to lose my spot because I don't know what's going on. Jeff Murphy says, Cox and Ertz, the dual Titanic of career performances in 2020. Oh, man, they were horrible. Cox and Ertz especially. Like, what are you supposed to get for Zach Ertz? I don't blame teams for not giving up a 5th-round pick. Not even that. I mean, that's how bad it's been. Philly0024 says, this is a good one. Players don't need to take pay cuts when owners have billions. That makes a lot of sense. Cameron Holmes says Clayton Thorson is equal to Daniel Jones. Eagle Champ, what's going on, man? He says, thanks, Cox. Think Cox is going to have a better year with Gannon? I hope so. I really hope he does. He needs to have a good year because if he has, I'm telling you, I got to see more from him. I got to see more from him. Let's see. C. Hayes says, man, I wanted Tevin Jenkins 2nd round. He could play interior if everyone is productive or play it. Or RT. I like Landon as well as Disco. What about you? The Landon pick is good. From I watched his interviews. I've seen what he was doing. I'm hoping that he does work out. It's an A+ signing if he does work out. And Howie Roseman has talked about Landon Dickerson. There was another guy I wanted offensive line-wise that was good, and another center. I forgot his name. If somebody knows, please say it in the live chat. There was another guy still on the board for a long time. I forgot his name. It's on the tip of my tongue right now. I forgot, and I was hoping the Eagles were picking him until obviously, we got Landon Dickerson, and that's what happened. Let him learn behind Jason Kelsey, see what happens. He's already, Howie Roseman said that Landon Dickerson is not redshirting this year at all. So obviously he's just going to learn, and he's already so polished. And obviously with Jeff Stoutland, it's just going to make it better at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach in the league, the best. So. Appreciate Mike. Nikki Cunningham, what's going on? He says guys only release a hype video like Zeke did when they have lost something. Seems like that's what always happens. Zeke Hill says people were saying Jalen doesn't go through reads, but he didn't have time. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, no, like him with his reads. There were some games where he did. Actually, he kind of had time in some games, and that Dallas game, I thought he had a little bit more time that he did. I thought he ran way too early in some of those games. It's kind of crazy. Tev says Gannon might start a wave of teams start targeting younger defensive coaches like they do offense. Could do that as well. The Black Line, what's going on? He says, have you watched tape of Milton Williams? I swear he plays DT like a running back. Fun to watch, though. You know what? Milton Williams, he's got that short stop. He's got like that short area speed. He's quick. He's really, really quick. I think people were dogging on him because of his arms or something. His arms were not big enough. I don't know. People were dogging on him because of the size of his upper body or something like that. I don't even know what it was. But what I noticed from Milton Williams is he's got a lot of explosive quickness. Shortstop quickness. Short area quickness is where his value comes in as a defensive tackle. I'm hoping he works out, guys. Jonathan Gannon was so happy about this pick. He was really happy about it. No joke. He was. Nautica 5 says, Joey 672, what's up, my dad? Did you hear about the Dolphins, DB Bobby McCain being released, and do you think we should make a move for him? Yeah, that question was asked earlier. I don't know. They could do something. I mean, obviously, I would just wait and see what happens. I'd give him a call and say, hey, we might sign you, but, we're probably going to wait and see what happens, just to at least show him we have some interest, so you never know what can happen at that point. I think we need more depth at cornerback. I mean, that's definite. I mean, Darius Slay, Avonte Maddox, Zach McPherson, and some of these other guys that are going to get burned, I don't even know, but it's just going to get crazy. Corey Williams says this new young offense is I'll be like Vic Jackson, Macklin, McCoy days. Can't wait. I want this to be an explosive offense. Guys, it's going to be an explosive offense. That's what I'm really excited about. Nick Sirianni is not looking to get that first down, right at the first down marker, which Doug did plays just to get that first down, just to hit that first down marker. Nick has 116 plays for 3rd and 12. This is how he's a micromanaging coach. I mean, that's how crazy it is with him. Really, it is. There is 256 people to chat, guys. Appreciate everybody being here. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Guys haven't liked this video, like it up. It really does help support this channel. Guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500. I will be hosting that podcast on my channel this week, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys have it, this is the spot. Sub up the channel. If you guys want to subscribe, you guys want to support me more, check the links down below as well. So much appreciated to everybody. And by the way, whoever showed up to the draft with me and Philly 500 reacted to the whole draft for 3 days, over 20 hours of streaming. It was crazy. It was tough, but I had a really good time, and I hope you guys did too. It was a really good first night, and obviously I had fun with the whole thing. I never really streamed during a draft ever. It was a lot of fun. So much appreciated to everybody showing up. This is an interesting one. Shonoff215 says, Grimes reminds me of a Robert Woods from the Rams. I think that's more likely of, I think you can say Mike Evans, Steve Smith, whatever it is. But Robert Woods, he's got some speed. He's got good catch radius. He's one of those 50-50 possession guys, but has some good vertical speed going upfield. And, could drag guys for a few more yards upon getting tackled. So, Shonoff, that was a perfect with him. Justin Hardy says, could we try a different defense scheme for 4-3 to 5-2 defense? A lot of these draft picks and undrafted free agents are hybrid builds. Why not try to, with constant pressure, teams aren't used to 5-2. I mean, I guess they could do that. I think Gannon's going to stick with the 4-3 just because with the Colts, he kind of uses it the same way. Obviously, I'm going to see more linebackers, hopefully, in coverage, more, safeties in the box. And obviously, hopefully, we need pressure. And I think the good thing about this with Jonathan Gannon's defense, you're going to have a lot of people going towards the football, which Jonathan Gannon was very successful with this defense, especially with the cornerbacks last year, playing very aggressive off the line, which is great. Pablo Beltran says Grimes is an undeveloped Mike Evans that's a bit slower. I could see that too. I don't think he's that fast. I don't think he's crazy fast. I think it could be relentlessly great, if he works at it. But, I just don't think he's the fastest guy. I think the speed is the only thing that I'm having trouble with Trevon Grimes. I think he is a steal pick that with a lot of upside, but you can use him in different ways. I mean, just fantastic. Mirjawan says Grimes runs like a 4.6. Yeah, I've seen that. Cameron Holmes says Travis Fulgham is number 2 receiver by default. I like Travis Fulgham. I do. I think he's just gotten better every single week. And then obviously he got benched. Everybody was mad. Sorry, my water. He got benched. Everybody was, I was so mad about that. I couldn't believe it when it happened. Eagle Champs and Grimes is Michael Pittman Jr. 2.0 Mike Evans. I wouldn't go far with this guy. I got to see what he does at camp. His tape is great and all. He was a starting receiver for 2 schools, but I need to see more from him. And I think there's a lot of upside with that. And I think he comes with an attitude. He comes with a chip on his shoulder, which is probably going to make his game a lot better. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Matthew Walsh says Doug will eventually go back to coaching. He's just waiting for the right situation. I think that's definitely the truth. Definitely. He took a year off. Good for him. You know what I mean? He needs a year off. Nicky Cunningham says they said the same thing about us going into our Super Bowl season. That is true. That is true. No one thought that was going to happen, but it did. Mike sadly says Harris's in free agency was a sneaky pickup. I believe that 100%. I thought he was. I thought he really, really was. Harris, not a great year last year, but a lot of injuries to that Vikings defense. A year prior to last year, he was on a franchise tag for $11 million, led the whole league in picks with 6 interceptions. So I thought it was a good pick. I thought free agency was obviously not a lot of money, but slow strategic free agency. It was a very slow free agency. But obviously when you don't have much money, this is what happens. When you don't draft well, this is what happens, because then you have to restructure to get back under the cap. Unfortunately, there's been some really bad contracts. Like the Alshon Jeffrey contract was a good contract when it happened. After he got paid, that was it. He got injured. He's barely on the field. It just was bad. So Philly 52 says rookie minicamp is May 14th to the 16th. I thought it was in July, but I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see here. Black Lion says, I hope Grimes is as good as y'all say he is. I hope so too. Mike Sally says Hakeem Butler. That's probably another one. Let's see. I don't want to go too far here. Appreciate everybody being here. Just trying to get through these questions because there was it skips weirdly. I don't know what happens. Truancy says, especially with Gannon, we might actually have good DBs we never knew. That's what I'm saying. I think with this Doug Pearson coaching staff, it was so friendly and too close, and there wasn't enough development. And this is why Rasul Douglas is gone. This is why Sidney Jones has played relatively well. This is why we had a linebacker in LJ Fort. Okay, not even 2 games with Baltimore. Okay, not even 2 games with Baltimore, and he gets a 4-year extension. I mean, this is what we're dealing with. The evaluation is just bad. So Howie Roseman could go into these drafts and say, we drafted a great player, but then could be throwing the coaching staff under the bus saying, well, they're not developing these players. So, I mean, there's not much I could do other than draft these guys. You know what I mean? So you never know. You never know at that point. Tornville says, Ertz would be wise to stay with the Eagles and rebuild his value towards free agency next year. He has a better chance to do that here than go somewhere else and learn a new system. I understand that. But if there is a draft pick that someone's going to give up for next year, then go get it at this point. And if Ertz says, hey, I'm going to play one more year in Philadelphia, let's make it my best, and, he wants to get more money. So obviously coming off of a bad season, I don't know what teams think they're going to pay him. George Kittle, Travis Kelce money, Austin Hooper money. That's not going to happen, guys. Not with Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz isn't good with the yak yards. Zach Ertz can't even. I don't know. He's just good. He's just reliable hands. At that point, that's really it. He's got that break off his route that gives him that separation, but that's really all I get out of Zach Ertz as of right now. When they drafted Dallas Goedert, they probably should have traded Zach Ertz, guys. I mean, that's probably the truth. Probably should have made a move to get value. We hold on to players for way too long. That's why Fletcher Cox doesn't do much this year. I am all in for trading him next year. 100%. More draft picks, I am fine with it. 100% fine with it. Really don't, because you just drafted a couple, 3 defensive linemen in this draft this year. One might not pan out, and then you have a couple undrafted free agent guys that could work out as well. So you never know what could happen. You really don't. Shamar Whitaker says playing zone will make our defense a lot better. What you think? Yeah, I mean, look, depending on the skill sets of these players, I think they have to go by skill set. They have to go by, Darius Slay is a man-on-man guy. I mean, and look, and I think Zach McPherson could play both. So I think it's going to be it's really just gonna be all about what they're doing. How Jonathan Gannon wants. I don't know if he's gonna have defensive ends draw out for coverage. I don't know if they're gonna I don't know if they're gonna have these linebackers cover what they're doing with them. You know what I mean? So this defense is just yet to be seen. But we're gonna hopefully get a little bit of a taste of it during preseason. Oh yeah, Creed Humphrey is the guy I was talking about earlier that was still on the board that I was considered of drafting. Yep, Creed Humphrey. Yep, that was the guy. Creed Humphrey. Lubensmeyer says Dickerson better play. If you're doing cartwheels, you're fine. I saw this man at 6'6", 325 do a stretch. He lifted his leg as a 6'6", 325 man, put that leg past his head. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, his tape is nasty. I mean, he just manhandles. I mean, I think he could be better than Jason Kelce on a physical standpoint. I think he'd be better than Jason Kelce. And Jason Kelce is a warrior, okay? Jason Kelce will always be one of the all-time greats of this team. He'll never have to pay for a beer in Philadelphia ever again, okay? Let's get that straight. But this guy, the way he takes, because of his size, just the way he takes over linebackers, I mean, it's just ridiculous to watch. It's crazy to watch. So Scott the VM says, can't wait for us to get a few key free agents. Yeah, we're going to have more cap space next year, so hopefully our cap space is a lot better next year. So I'm hoping, we do some better things. If we have at least like $28 to $35 million, and obviously you're going to shed it a lot more than that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Cameron Holmes says, this defense can't do anything when Fletcher Cox ain't on the field, though. Like, let's be real. No, I feel like we get exposed when Fletcher Cox is not around. Like, I feel like when Fletch goes down, my heart drops. Like, it shouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? It should not be like that whatsoever. I should be able to say, okay, next man up, let's do this. But it seems like the team gets worse when Fletch isn't playing, and I don't know why. You know what I mean? Obviously, because of Fletcher Cox being a great defensive tackle, but, when he's already playing bad and he's gone, it just makes it worse because now there's less attention on the defensive line. But this year might be a little bit different. That's what I'm hoping. Jim Murray said Dickerson's locker room presence of Kelce X-Ryan will stay healthy and will be a yearly Pro Bowler. I think he'll be a yearly Pro Bowler. I think he'll be one of the best, definitely another next best center for the Philadelphia Eagles and be one of the best for the Eagles and the Hall of Fame. I mean, he could be in the Eagles Hall of Fame. And that's how good he is. That's how polished and good. That was a pick that the Eagles apparently just couldn't pass up. You know what I mean? So it's saying a lot. Blackline says they're saying Landerson is good to go if he can come in and be one of the better guards in the NFL instantly. And he could play any position on the line. Like, you could throw him anywhere on the line. I think that's where you're going to get your value out of him, especially. But if they want to make him a guard, they could. Like, if they feel like getting rid of Isaac Samalo, they could. I mean, you never know at this point what they could do. You really don't know what they could do. Scott DVM says, how do you feel about our wide receiver depth? I think it's great. I think it's one of the best. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect competition. I think you have a lot of bodies there right now. I think you do a lot more. So I'm pretty pumped for it. I really am. Show Enough says, can't blame Hurts for his misreads last year. Doug's scheme sucked and was at high school level. Yeah, it was pretty much that. I mean, I was pretty much that. So I can't really complain. Can't complain. We got Scott DVM with the super chat. I did not see this. StreamYard is horrible. I'm just letting you know. StreamYard is horrible. But appreciate the super chat, man. Much appreciated from you. And I want to make sure I get to everything quick. We got a super chat from Comet Star. He says, I saw almost every Jaguar game. Jones was not that good. Jones played okay for 6 games, then got injured. He came back near the end of the season and played bad. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying is he went to another team and he played well. He played significantly well than how he didn't play well here. It doesn't have to be the whole season. Like you said, 6 games, and that's a lot of games. You know, it's a good amount of games to just convert to a new team and have success pretty quick. So, you know what I mean? Like, it may not have been from the whole season, but 6 games he played pretty well. I mean, he picked off Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he did some good things. I was like, wow, I was shocked. I was literally shocked. It was kind of crazy. Let's see. I'm just trying to get back to where we were here. Okay. Cameron Holmes said Milt Williams didn't show up against higher level competition, especially against BYU, and I've heard that's been an issue too. I think the competition status with him, but I think that's someone that they're just going to develop this year, see what he does. You never know what he could do on the NFL level. I wouldn't take it into account. I thought it was a solid pick. You know what I mean? I think it was a solid third round pick, obviously, but we're just going to see him develop and just see what happens. I think he's got explosiveness. Obviously, they just need to work with him a little bit more. I think we could do a good job with Milton Williams. Hold on, I'm still going down. The Nest Out West of Philly Foothills says, hey, Joey, what do you think about Louis Riddick to replace Howie eventually? I love it. I absolutely love it. I do. I feel like when I listen to Louis Riddick, he just makes sense. Whatever he says the team is going to pick, he just makes sense when he talks about a team. Like when he talked about the Eagles at 6, he said Jamar Chase. Like if you don't pick Jamar Chase, this city is going to, you know what I mean? Like he knows, you know what I mean? He knows like obviously what the pick should be. But obviously if Devontae Smith was that pick, it is what it is. But Louis Riddick, I love it. Obviously him and Howie don't get along. But hopefully, maybe he'll jump on it. You never know. You really never know. I don't know if Louis Riddick has a good relationship with Jeffrey Lurie, so I'm not really sure about that either. So that's something we kind of got to look at too. Hey, what up, though? It says Philly Notion. What's going on, man, with the super chat? He says, Joey, should we relocate our Super Bowl statue? It's bad juju where it's at. Great stream, as always. Fly, Eagles, fly. Appreciate it. Philly Notion is a come-up content creator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Please subscribe to his channel. On the road to 1,000 subscribers and very close to it. So, guys, hit that subscribe button on his channel. Me and Philly Notion got to get together and do some streams together as well. I've been really backed up on things, but Philly Notion always has support of this channel. I have the support of his. I try to get on his open streams as much as possible on his call-ins. So please subscribe to Philly Notion. He is a great guy, humble dude, just fantastic, just awesome. So Philly Notion, much appreciated, man. Much love for you, bro. Much love. 246 people in the chat, guys. You guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It ain't going to hurt. If you guys haven't hit the like button either, please hit the like button before you leave today. Much appreciated from you guys. We're going to keep this going. We've already been, an hour and 20 minutes already. We're going to be doing a lot more things. Obviously, the Philly Shakedown podcast Saturday with Philly 500 on this channel. So, obviously, if you sub up, you'll be able to watch it on this channel as well as his channel the week after. So, we're going to be alternating channels every single week for everybody. So, if you guys want to support me more, obviously all the links are in the description. Twitter at JoeyShake72 if you guys have it. We just hit over 700 followers on Twitter, which is great. It's not much for some people, but for me, I didn't think I was actually going to have 10 followers on Twitter. So it's a great thing. So much appreciated, everybody. All right, I lost a lot of this chat already. Or maybe I didn't. Jemery says, don't underestimate Milton Williams, Teron Jackson. They are going to produce in the right situations. Teron Jackson, I really do like. I think he's getting dogged on for his bending. I guess his bending isn't fantastic around tackles, but his bull rush is perfect. His bull rush is great. With Teron Jackson is great. Joker Benefica says, am I the only one that trusts more in Gannon than Sirianni? Probably. I don't know. I mean, I don't really hear people say bad things about both of these guys, other than when they have these press conferences and they kind of embarrass themselves. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Shownoff says, well, Milton Williams will be playing in the pros with Cox and BG, so I think they're just gonna learn so much from these guys as well. I think that's gonna be the definitely the plus for it as well. Illa says, I don't think we're winning a lot of games, but I think we will be very competitive in games. I think we'll be competitive. I think we're going to be tough, but competitive. We're going to be, that bend, don't break team. We're not going to break apart. Like these other recent years, besides 2020, this team has always been a resilient team at the end of the year. You remember, guys, like 2019, end of the year, have to win the NFC, winning against 4 more games against the NFC East to win the division, and the Eagles just did it and we couldn't believe that it actually happened. So you never know what can happen, guys. You never know, but when 2020 hit, with everything going on, like, we had no resiliency. This team definitely broke apart in the worst way possible. I mean, it was bad, guys. It was really, really bad. So we got Avery Wright with the super. I can't even super sticker. I can't even talk right now. Avery Wright with the super sticker. Okay, I gotta say it right. Appreciate it. Much love, Avery. Much love, man. Much love. Guys have been great support. And StreamYard has got to change this up. This is getting annoying. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Caden Cash says, do you think the injuries will not be as bad as this year because we got new coaches? I hope when Doug left, my green screen is going to fall down. It's in a really bad spot right now. So I'm hoping that when Doug left, he took the injury bug with him. I'm really hoping, because this is ridiculous. At one point, we had 13 players on IR. 13, guys. I mean, that's just crazy. That's just it's impossible to have that. Like, how do you have that? It's even with the Super Bowl. Like, you lose 2 of your linemen and your team is done. This team has 14 changes and we're literally playing on one leg the whole entire game. Patrick Mahomes loses a lineman or 2, and he's just like, it just changes everything about that team. Like, the team looks horrible. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't want that. You know what I mean? I really don't want that. Really don't. Nikki Cunningham says 256 viewers during the biggest low football year Eagles fan base is serious business. I know, Nikki, it's crazy. It's like, there's a lot to talk about. Like, some people when I talk to them, they're like, oh, there's really not much to talk about. There's nothing going on. Like, there's plenty to talk about. There's plenty to talk about between these draft picks, these undrafted free agents. Devontae Smith, I could talk about for months now. For this whole offseason. It's really crazy, but It's crazy. It really is. Hold on. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, Philly 52. Much appreciated, guys. I'm going to be upgrading some of my content on the memberships, obviously. So you guys will see that as well. So appreciate Philly 52 for joining the Shake Squad Army. Much appreciated, man. Guys, the memberships are in the description below. I do come out with some content for the higher memberships, obviously. And obviously you get your custom emojis and your other things with that as well. So much appreciate everybody being here today. God, there's so much to talk about with this team. It's just crazy. Mike Sally says, I think they could use Hakeem Butler like Kyle Pitts. I don't know if I think we only saw one rep from Hakeem Butler. I really don't know what he brings to the table, guys. Maybe somebody else has, really followed this kid, throughout his career. I haven't. I saw one rep. It was a bad pass. I think it was in the end zone. It was bad. So it is what it is. Avery Wright, this is a good question. Says, how do you feel about our kicker situation? I feel like it was a lot of missed kicks. Jake Elliott, I feel lost the touch. What happened to Jake Elliott? I really don't know what happened. I don't know. He hasn't had competition at all whatsoever. He hasn't had any competition at all. It's been actually really annoying. And then what happened? They brought in 2 kickers this past year. 2020, they brought in 2 kickers. Okay, 2. And they didn't even and they left without a contract. Like, none of them were signed. You can't even release Jake Elliott right now because it's like a dead cap hit. He's making $7 million. He's making $7 million. I mean, it's crazy, his contract. It's nuts. I don't get it. I really don't. I'm hoping that they bring in competition for him. I'm really hoping that they do, but I'm telling you. We have another member to the Shake Squad Army, Nikki Cunningham. Appreciate Nikki very much. Much appreciated. Obviously, there's going to be more videos, like I said, on the memberships and everything like that, but welcome to Shake Squad Army, Nikki. Much appreciated. Much love, too. It's going to be very exciting. Appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody. This is why I have to go back down and then go back up. So I got to keep finding my spot. This is why I wish you could save your spot. Scott DVM says, Joey, can you give us your thoughts on our wide receivers up to date? Just like in general, just about the receivers we have. Obviously, obviously when you have Devontae Smith from the draft, Jalen Reagor's got to prove himself, obviously, with a better system where he actually can have a chance. John Hightower, had some drops beginning of the year last year. And then, I think they ran the wrong routes with him. I don't know. I feel like they shouldn't have just, a go route. I would do a go route with Quez Watkins more than John Hightower. I thought you used John Hightower middle of the field. I thought that was more realistic. Travis Fulgham is a possession receiver with a little bit of elusiveness after the catch. I think he's going to be a come-up player this year. Could have. And obviously, Quez Watkins comes in, gets hurt early in the year, comes in when Jalen Hurts becomes a quarterback, obviously with that 33-yard screen pass during Arizona game. Did fantastic. And then you got your two undrafted free agents, Jamon Osborne from Texas A&M, which, not much speed, but has, knows how to use his upper body frame. He knows how to use his frame to catch the ball in the right position. And then you have, obviously Trevon Grimes, that it's grime time in Philadelphia. He's ready to come in here with a chip on his shoulder. Obviously a guy that has a good possession guy, could catch anything. He's got long arms, big hands. I mean, he's got some speed to him, but do I think he's the fastest guy? No, I need to see him I need to see him on an NFL field. I need to see what he does in preseason. I just need to see what he brings to the table and how Nick Sirianni is going to use him. So that's where that's how it's going to get better. I believe Green said, I'd be stoked if we could mold Butler to be used. I already answered that before. This is what happens, guys. Matthew Walsh says, I appreciate what Ertz has accomplished in Philly, but it's best to part ways. I definitely believe that. I think we've waited too long, unfortunately. I think we've waited way too long when it comes to Zach Ertz. He probably should have been out of here. Here's the thing, guys. If Zach Ertz comes back this year, what are you doing with him? Dallas Goedert's on the last year of his contract, so what are you doing with him? You have to do something with him, okay? Dallas Goedert needs to prove to us to see if he's going to be extended. That's what we have to find out. We need to see if he's actually going to be extended. I think that's where it comes in most importantly, okay? Because if you get Ertz back this year, yes, it's better to have Ertz back, but at the same time, it's not. I have mixed feelings about it. I want to give someone else a chance as a second tight end, okay? So you put Ertz in front of Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's on a contract year. So what are you doing? You know what I mean? What is your plan? And at the end of the year, if Dallas Goedert didn't do as much, they're not using double tight end sets, guys. That's probably not going to happen. Nick Sirianni loves to use tight ends. Double tight end sets, probably not. We're out of that era probably with Nick Sirianni than Doug Peterson. But hopefully we do something. Obviously, he likes exploiting the strengths of these tight ends. I think Dallas Goedert should have a huge year if Ertz is not here. And then hopefully extend him. It's one of the players I really want to extend in Philly. Really do. Luis Cabrera says, what's up, good, my boy? Just come out of the gym. Hope you're doing good, my guy. Appreciate it, Luis. Much appreciated, man. Doing good, man. Hope you had a good workout. Jim Murray said, we are one good cornerback away from having solid secondary. Love the Vikings player pickups we had, safety and linebacker. Eric Wilson and Anthony Harris are fantastic. One of my best friends from Kansas, he's actually a diehard Vikings fan. He said, oh, man, he's like Eric Wilson's a good pickup. He came in and played fantastic. Now, can he do that with the Philadelphia Eagles? He's got a one-year deal. That's the only bad thing about it, okay? I wish he signed a little bit longer, maybe a couple of years for a little bit less money to see what he could do. But, if he works out, still relatively young, you know what I mean? And came in and had 123 tackles, 3 sacks. I mean, 2 linebackers went down, Eric Kendricks and the other starting linebacker. He did fantastic. Did great. Cameron Host says, Fulgham got benched because he struggled against Denzel Ward and James Bradbury, but he was still a baptizing seasoned cornerbacks, Marlon Humphrey, Steven Nelson, Joe Hayden, and Marcus Peters. That's definitely. But that's not the only reason why, Cameron. That's not the only reason why that even happened in the first place. I don't even believe that. You know what? Let the kid struggle, bro. And what you're gonna because he's gonna struggle for 1 or 2 games, and you're just gonna take him out, even though we've held on to Jalen Mills that he struggled in coverage a lot of times, and you still keep him on the field. Give this guy a chance. Like, how is he going to develop? How is he going to learn? All you do is when you take him out of the game, the guy's going to put his head down and say, oh, man, what's going on? I mean, I'm not saying he put his head down, but I'm just saying, like, that's what you're doing to him. You might as well tell him, oh, yeah, put your head down. You're not coming back in this game because you're not going to start the rest of the year. I just think it's unfair. I mean, I just think it's, like, totally unfair. Rob Moss says, how many national games do you think the Eagles will have? I don't know. I'm hoping they have with the easiest schedule. I don't know. So far, it's what they're saying. I hope they have like maybe four to five. I'm hoping maybe. I mean, I love those Monday night, Thursday night. I love those games. So I have no problem with it whatsoever. I really don't. Torville said maybe Dickerson will pull up Brandon Ayuk and leap over Epps in practice. That was embarrassing. Eagles says, what's our cap space now? I honestly have no idea. I haven't looked at the cap since free agency. Like, I was looking at it a lot, and I haven't looked at it in a while. So right now I have no idea. Jim Murray says, Dickerson reminds me of the Mountain from Game of Thrones with the personality of Kelsey and Gronk. Never watched Game of Thrones. Don't kill the messenger. I have not seen it at all. Not a fan of that show at all, but I haven't seen it, so I can't really say anything about it. I believe Green 20 says probably not many. Everyone counting us out already, and they are. They're counting us out because we didn't spend $80 million in free agency. We didn't, we have a team that's going through changes right now. You know what I mean? And everyone thinks because we're going through changes, we're not going to compete. And I can't stand when people think that. Alexander Force says Cox got to show more. I'm into that. Jose said we have $50 million in cap space next season. Could have more free agents, Devontae Adams, Denzel Ward, etc. Who do you think we should go for? I honestly don't know. As of right now, I would have to see who they're releasing, who they're getting rid of before free agency next year. And obviously we need to kind of see what we have this year and what other players from that 2017 roster are beyond that are not producing well, and we can afford to get rid of them, get some cap space back. So, I mean, if that's right, I mean, I don't know if that's right, but if you end up getting $50 million in cap space, I mean, that's good. I mean, you got at least 40 to spend if that's the case, but we'll see what happens with that. Matthew Walsh says, I want to see Rager used on kick punt returns this season, definitely. Jim Murray says Cox playing might have needed Viagra last year. Big T says, yo, brother, what's going on, Big T? How you doing, man? I hope all is well, Joey. Do you know when your next viewer call will be? Would love to talk birds with you again, bro. Much love and sub up, my dude. Yo, Big T, appreciate it, man. I don't know when I'm doing a live call. And the last time I did one, it went really bad, and I didn't do one ever again after that. So I don't know when I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one soon. I'm going to have to do one soon. I want to do one badly. We just ran into a problem the last time we did it. So we're actually going to do one soon. It's probably not going to be this week. Maybe next week or the week after. I have to figure it out. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yo, Big T, appreciate it, man. Torville says right now we can barely have enough cap to pay our rookie draft picks. Kevon Thompson, what's the safety spot looking like? Well, Rodney McLeod is dealing with injury right now from the ACL from last year at the end of the year. So he's probably not going to be starting probably a quarter of the season or half the season. I don't know what his timetable is for Rodney McLeod to return. Okay. Now you have obviously Adams, that veteran safety that we signed from the Bucs, more of a special teamer than an actual starter, but he has started games before, so we have a nice veteran there. Anthony Harris from the Vikings should start at one spot. And then you really got to do some good things with the rest of our safeties here. I mean, I think they should have at least, I thought they were going to draft a safety this year, but I really didn't know what was going to happen at all. But with the safeties, we need, all right, phone just, all right, that was weird. Kavon Wallace needs to show up this year. Kavon Wallace needs to show up badly this year. He's talked, you know what I mean? Like, he's talked a lot. He loves his team. He loves his organization. Unfortunately, his talk has to match with his play. I can't roll on him for I can't really roll on any player for last year. That's why I can't stand when Eagles fans say, "Oh, this player was horrible." Blah 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 blah. Depending on who really deserved to be bad, then they were bad. Okay, that's a whole different story. But when it comes to some of these players we have now, like they need to get their second chance because these coaches are it's a new coaching staff, development's really well, and they could do a lot more with a lot of these guys that are coming in. So. I want him to play well. He's been working his butt off this offseason. I've seen a lot of videos of him training, so he is working his tail off and going into his second year. I mean, from PFF, he was one of the steals from the draft when we drafted Kevon Wallace, one of the best defensive safeties, drafted with really a high ceiling. And I think he does have it, but obviously we just got to see it. And it's just we're just going to have to roll the dice on him and see what happens. And hopefully this coaching staff uses him the right way. Someone's going to have to step up in front of Rodney McLeod. Unfortunately, that's the way it's got to go. Showing up 215. Our defense couldn't do anything when Cox was off the field because Schwartz's defense is built around getting pressure with your front four. That's why Schwartz is gone. Yeah, and the problem is he hated blitzing. You have to blitz in the NFL to win football games. He doesn't blitz. I don't know why he tried not to blitz. I don't know why he tried to not do it. I don't get it. Why? You know what I mean? I understand if, there are times where he's went games without blitzing, and you have to blitz in the league to win games. You really have to, unless you got like two of the top corners in the league right now, 1 and 2. You're not going to do much there. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying, though. Alexander Force said, what we do with Dillard depth. Yeah, we're going to keep Andre Dillard this year, let him compete for left tackle, which he's probably not going to win, or try to cross-train him as well. There's no hurt in cross-training. I know Jordan Mailata, he went from left tackle to right guard. I mean, obviously, he's never played football before, so there's an advantage with him. He's not used to one side or used to another side. But with Andre Dillard, they need to try to move him or do something. They need to try to see what he has at another position. They should at least try. If his body could at least hold up in the NFL, that would be great, but that's the problem I've been having too. His body's just not holding up at all. So, Shamar Whitaker says, we always have a top 5 defense. It's always our DBs that can't cover. Zach will be a great fit. Also, we should play Michael Jacquet more. I'm not a big fan of Michael Jacquet. I don't think he's going to last on this team. I just don't. We have no time for Michael Jacquet. Okay, we need to keep drafting corners as much as possible. We're going to hope that McPherson, Zach McPherson from Texas Tech could do something. Our 4th round pick, and just see what he does, guys. I think they need to add more corners. I just think they need to, regardless if it's a veteran or somebody. And they haven't really done that. Avonte Max is the only other corner that's really promising to. Because he's been in the system and been, he's been a starter before, you know what I mean? Other than Michael Jacquet that's come in, time and time, done some things, short success, but long droughts. So we'll see what happens with this corner spot. Should be interesting. Eagle says, it's kind of hard to believe we won the Super Bowl with Schwartz's scheme. We weren't getting pressure in that Super Bowl. Other than that fumble from Tom Brady, we really weren't getting pressure. We really weren't, especially with Tom, because the pressure don't phase him. He doesn't get phased. He doesn't get scared when he's throwing the football, or he doesn't, throw off his back foot or do any of that. You know what I mean? It doesn't affect his concentration when throwing the football. So really, that was an offensive game in my opinion, really. But with Schwartz's defense, yeah, I'm kind of surprised We've held them off, which was kind of surprising. Let's see. Scott DVM says it's really up to Jalen to start up that offense and put it on a different level. I agree, 100%. Jock says Landon Anderson is violent. Reminds me of Quentin Nelson. Yeah, you mentioned that the other day. I definitely see that. Shamir Whitaker says, I think undrafted free agent wideouts, Grimes and Osmond will be great fits with their height. Both have good speed and can grab 50-50 balls. And that is true. But how long is their speed going to, how fast are they going to be in the NFL? Okay, how fast will they be in the NFL? That's going to be the question. Raider Luco says, make the Raiders great again, trade for Rodgers. It's crazy. And it's crazy how, the quarterback for the Raiders, you know what I mean? He's, he's not fazed by anything. They tried trading for Tom Brady, for Aaron Rodgers. The Raiders have been trying to, Derek Carr has been through a lot. Sorry, I forgot his name for a second, but Derek Carr has been through a lot. Like, mentally, he is tough, I got to say. Eagle Sarah says, Watkins is my breakout player on offense and Singleton on defense. That is great. I'm having Miles Sanders as my breakout player on offense. Defensively, I want Josh Sweat to have even a better year this year, which would be fantastic. I would love it. Philly Notice says, everybody smack the like. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, man. Philly Notion, guys, subscribe to his channel. Please check him out. Check his channel out. He's a good Eagles content creator. Almost to 1,000 subscribers. Almost there. Jeff Murphy, please play Holyfield this year. Give that sort of chance already. I don't think he's going to get a chance this year now because Jordan Howard's here. If you think Holyfield's going to get a chance, it's probably not going to happen, especially if Jordan Howard is here right now. The Black Line says BYU has a stud lineman across the board. How do you think Zach Wilson looks so good, fam? Yeah, I know. Trust me. I know. Apparently, I don't know, because the Eagles go more on analytics than their scouting department. It's the analytics department versus their scouting department. That's what they go off of. You know what I mean? That's what they go off of, and that's what happens. You know what I mean? Torville says Dickerson plays like John Runyon, and he's even bigger than John was. I think that is what Howie saw in him. Howie even said it in an interview. He reminded him of Runyon. I think, I don't know, is he bigger than Runyon? I thought Runyon was bigger, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But the tape shows it all. The violence with his hands. Just, he's got the speed. I mean, when he goes to the second level, when he goes up to block a linebacker, I mean, you got to see the videos you got to see these hits that he puts on video. It's kind of crazy to watch. He's just very, very violent. Jake Vanderkin says, I'm really excited for Trevon Grimes. You and me both, bro. You and me both, bro. Let's see. Rich MC says Louis Riddick is at Monday Night Football. If he leaves, might never get the gig again. Yeah, and he's getting paid a lot of money. I don't know if he's on Monday Night Football. Maybe he is, and I have no idea. Nikki Cunningham says, Philly Notion, you're going to do something crazy for your 1K celebration. I'll be there. When he has that celebration, I will be there. I will be there to congratulate him virtually. That'll be definite. Cameron said, another thing, Joey, the D-line would be more productive if we had an above-average secondary. Number 8 in pass rush, win rate. I know. And that's why, like I said, development of your players. And none of the players that we have are panning out here. Players have left. Players have come and gone. This is why you draft a corner in the 4th round, which I really wanted a corner in the 2nd round to start day 1 on top of Devontae Smith. Okay? So I'm looking for a better development offseason with these players. This is why they're going to turn to better players. We're going to have a better roster, and you won't have to worry about going after a corner every single year. You know what I mean? So I understand that, like, the D-line, isn't doing much because these receivers are getting open every 2 seconds, and that's what is, that's why this defensive line can't get enough pressure at all either. So honestly, it's vice versa. You could go, you can go either way with it. You know what I mean? Scott DVM says, Philly shakedown. Philly Note says, this goat on stream is an inspiration. Dude, I'm not trying. Look, I if you say that, I appreciate it, bro. Like, there's, let me tell you something. Like, I respect a lot of people that do this online, and, like, you know what? It's been a lot of fun with everybody. Notion is one of the most upbeat, always in a great mood, always, you know what I mean? Like, he tells you how it is, but when he's positive, he's positive. He loves his birds. I don't see anyone rep harder than him. Like, he's very just upbeat. He makes you feel good when you talk about the Eagles. He does. Notion is one of a kind. You're never going to see a Notion. You're not. So, comment star, if Greg Ward is gone, I'll be pissed. He deserves to be the starting slot. He has one of the best hands on the team. I think he was a very reliable receiver for Jalen Hurts. I thought their connection was fantastic. But we're going to see more of that and see what these other receivers do as well. So we should be definitely fun to watch. Do appreciate everybody. 225 people are in the chat. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. If you guys haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Check out. Obviously, you can follow me on Twitter at JoeyShake72 altogether. If you guys haven't, check the description below to support me more. Memberships and all that are all down there for everybody. If you guys want to get closer to supporting the Shake Squad Army, it is great. We are going to have the Philly Shakedown podcast on my channel. Philly 500 will be with me, of course, Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, if you guys have not. So much appreciate everybody being here and showing up to the draft, which was fantastic. The draft streams were fantastic. So I want to thank. I had so much fun. Like I haven't had that much fun in a while. And obviously the pick made it better and more exciting. And it was a very fun day. We had almost like 3,000 people in that, which was crazy. It was I couldn't even read the chat. It was going so fast, but it was fun. Like seeing what everybody was saying and how nervous everybody was. So it was a lot of fun and all that. So appreciate everybody that's hopped on and checked it out. Nessa West says, who will have more receiving yards, Booby or Gainwell this year? I think Miles Sanders will have more yards. I think at the end of the day, he'll get more touches than Gainwell will. But, Gainwell is going to have his chance and see what happens. Timothy Lee Montgomery says, don't get me wrong, I love Hurts' skill set and his determination. He has amazing upside. However, is anyone else concerned with his arm strength? By the way, totally dig the streams, bro. Much appreciate, Timothy. I have no problem with his arm strength. I think it's like his check down, his accuracy. I just think it's mostly his accuracy where he's throwing the football. And obviously his pocket presence is where he needs to learn. Okay, his pocket presence is where he has to to not get too flustered and start scrambling. He's got that really good, run ability, that scramble ability, but he's got to be more patient in the pocket to throw that good pass, and that's what I'm really looking for with him. So we're gonna go for another 5 minutes. So it's like we're gonna go like another 5 minutes. We're gonna do that. So. We've already been on for like a 1 hour, 49 minutes already. So appreciate everybody being here. Let's see here. So Avery writes, a lot of missed kicks last year. Jake Elliott lost touch of need to bring him in and bring in a new kicker. I'm waiting for it. When's this new kicker getting here? I mean, you're getting rid of Alshon Jeffrey, Malik Jackson, Deshaun. You're getting rid of all this dead weight that hasn't done anything for us so far the past couple of years. You know what I mean? Besides obviously Alshon Jeffrey. You know what I mean? When I say something, don't take it too far. You know what I mean? I'm talking like Alshon Jeffrey hasn't done really much of anything. Really. I mean, last year, I thought maybe Hurts and Alshon had a better connection, but obviously it only lasted so long. So. It's only lasted so long. Scott DVS, I love how Howie laughs when Nick says some weird, awkward jokes. Blackline says Smith's too skinny. Williams has short arms, and I've been bald since 2007. Who cares? Play ball. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Who cares? Showed up 215 says Teron Jackson struggles with bending, but makes up for it with speed. He's fast off the edge. Definitely has the speed to keep contained. And you're right, 100%. You're right on that. Like I just said, his bull rush is fantastic. Gets his arms out. He could push guys. He could push tackles around pretty easily. So could have a really good player in Teron Jackson from Coastal Carolina. Jeb Murray says, I can't wait to see Jannard Avery at linebacker. That's one that's going to be really interesting because when we trade for Jannard Avery at the trade deadline in 2019 for a 4th-round pick from the Browns, he originally was a linebacker. So we changed him into a defensive end, and now Gannon is putting him back to linebacker, which I'm very happy about that as well. Cyclone 58 says, hi, Joey. Very excited for the competition in training camp, especially at the wide receiver position. I think that's the one position I'm definitely looking. That's probably my favorite position I'm looking at camp. Second is going to be linebacker, obviously, and then third, defensive line. I kind of want to see what these other guys do, especially with some of the new picks that we have as well. Eagles are steering out beyond some stupid. Let's see. StreamYard is what I'm on right now. This is what this is. This is like the actual, this is what I'm on right now. Hold on. Eagles here, what happened to Perkins? Well, he's been a free agent. He's been a free agent. Let's see. Royce Menders to give us your prediction on teams finishing in the East. I have Washington, Dallas, Philly, New York. Look, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I'm looking at all the, like, obviously with their draft picks and everything. I don't know. I think Philly can win this division next year. I really think they could win it. I really think they could be tough and win this division next year. I think it could be Philly. I think Dallas. I think Washington, or I can even say this. I could say Philly, Washington, Dallas, and New York. I could put New York last because I think there's so much hype with New York, with the New York Giants right now, between all their free agents, everything that's happening on their defense. A coach that totally just reached for that first round pick. And on top of everything else, Daniel Jones is just not good. Period. Daniel Jones is not good. He's not. He's not good at all. I don't know why people think he's good. I think Giant fans are starting to think, they're praying that he's good because they spent all these money. They're trying to put Daniel Jones in a good situation. They're putting all the pressure on Daniel Jones now. The Giants have done all they could for Daniel Jones. Now, obviously, Daniel Jones has to maneuver and try to do great. So, Market Spikes, what's going on, man? Said Hurts will be just fine if you could get the right type of blocking, but our line, in fact, that's what keys our line. On the offense, the defense must be in the one. Jim Murray said, now Kelsey can add Smith is too skinny to our next Super Bowl parade. Ryan Rose says, Jacoby Stevens is going to have a great success to have some more energy and more coverage on his kicking the field goal attempt. More coverage? Yeah, maybe. Jacoby Stevens I'm pretty excited for. The linebacker from LSU. Liking it. Let's see here. Show enough says the division is up for grabs. Nobody's a lock. Agree with that 100%. 100%. Jock's defense, he's the blitz more. I'm yelling at the TV. Blitz, damn. Scott DVM says all they do is complain on the radio. These guys at least give us realist options. I mean, look, like, at least, like, if we talk about it, we could say, hey, like, who are they going to actually start? Who could start? Like, obviously, Marcus Garcia, appreciate it. He says, what do you think be our starting wide receivers? Like, I don't know if they want to put Rager in the slot. Like, they actually could put Rager in the slot. I'd actually be happy to put Rager in the slot because you have Devontae Smith on the outside as the number one guy. You could potentially put Rager in the slot and then have your other outside receiver to be Travis Fulgham or whoever just wins that job. I think that will be your starter. Travis Fulgham, Greg Ward, whoever it is. I don't know. I mean, Greg Ward's not going to play on the outside, obviously. Maybe they try him there. I don't know. But that really all depends if they decide to put Rager in the slot. If they put Rager to the outside across from Devontae Smith, then they could do, they have, I think, less maneuvering. Maybe. I don't know. But there's a lot they could do. Just all depends, really. I just want to see camp come and we'll see what happens. Chase Diller says, what happened? Oh, here it is. Chaz Diller says, I can't believe how bad our cornerback room is. Only true bad parts of the Eagles. Like, look, like, I think they still should have drafted. They still should have drafted a corner in the second round. They still should have. I don't know why they didn't. Dickerson probably would have been on the board in the third round. I think they would have. But I want a corner. I want a JOK or a corner in the second round. If they weren't even going after JOK, you might as well just got a cornerback. I mean, at that point, it should just went to that. So, it is what it is, guys. Like, that's just what happens. You know what I mean? Rich FCC with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, bro. He said, great content tonight. Could you break down tape of Jamie Newman soon? Let's end the Flacco as backup QB ASAP. I'm going to look at video of him, obviously, now that he's with us. I'll see what he brings to the table. But really, at the end of the day, we just need to see him in preseason, obviously the preseason games, who he's throwing touchdowns to at practice, and just seeing if he's outplaying, Joe Flacco at practice. But, we'll just, at camp, we'll just have to see at this point. So, but really, other than that, guys, that's it. I had a really fun time tonight. I had a lot of fun with everybody. I didn't really think many people were going to show up today, but much appreciate everybody that did show up. And if you guys have not, look Saturday, 9 p.m. the Philly Shakedown. I'll be hosting the Philly Shakedown podcast on Saturday with Philly 500, of course. So please, if you guys have not, subscribe to the channel, and before you leave, hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a lot, guys. Like, the support has been unreal. You guys have been amazing. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for all the super chats, the memberships, everything today. You guys have been fantastic. Okay, follow me on Twitter at JoeyShake72. You can ask me any questions about anything. I usually get back to everybody that messages me. If you guys have questions or don't want to wait for another stream, follow me on Twitter at JoeyShake72. Like the stream, and subscribe to the channel if you guys have it. Okay, guys, watch out for the Philly Shakedown podcast on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Obviously, there will be a post up, so look out for that. All right, guys, I will see you guys later. You guys have a fantastic night. Eagle Slayer with the super chat before I leave. Appreciate it, man. Great streaming always, brother. Appreciate it, Eagle Slayer. Much appreciate. Kevin says you and Philly are great, man. Kevin, that's great. A lot of people have been enjoying the podcast a lot, and it's been fan. We've had a lot of fun. I think me and him integrate very well with each other because he's like so. Even draft, like, he was more mad and I was more like laughing in pain. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun during the draft. So it's been great. It's been really, really great. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army, the nest out west of Philly Foothills. Appreciate it, bro. Much love to you. This is another Philadelphia Eagles content creator. You guys got to jump on the wagon and check his content out, guys. You're not going to be upset. Okay, he's an Eagles content creator from California. It lives in the foothills, and he has been really doing a good job on his channel. Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers. Subscribe to his channel. At least check out his content, guys. It does not hurt. Okay, guys? But, hey, Nest Out West, Philly Foothills, much love, man. Much love. I'm going to have you on the channel soon. I'm going to have a few people on the channel soon, so I'm going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, guys. But other than that, guys, that's it. Appreciate everybody being here. Much love to everybody. I'll see you guys later. Remember, Shake Squad up, fly all fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.